Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of our brand new podcast, the Speakeasy Podcast. My name is Victor, and this is Joey.
Welcome.
And Joey, what will this podcast be about?
This podcast will be about having fun, talking about music, and, well, most importantly, just catching up with each other.
Exactly. You and I have known each other for quite a few years now.
What's it been, like 6,
I
7?
think so, something like that. Unfortunately, we do live in different countries, so this first episode will be in person, as we are actually catching up for the first time in a year.
It has been a year.
And the next few episodes will also be in person, but then, sadly, at some point,
we will have to separate.
It's
again.
Unfortunate. Very sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome, everybody. If you like what you're listening to, let us know down in the comments. Let us know what you want us to do differently, topics you want us to discuss, or albums that we should listen to. So, Joey, the very first segment we're going to do on our podcast is, of course, catching up.
Definitely. How we been? How have we been?
It's been a rough year, hasn't it? I feel like we haven't spoken in a long time.
We played a bit.
We played a bit, but all things considered,
we
used to talk a bit more. But you've been traveling.
Because I lived here.
I've been traveling. It's been nice.
It's been pretty good.
But all in all, I think mostly I've been okay. I've had some family stuff, dealing with family stuff, never fun. My mom is unfortunately not in a very good place. She just had hip replacement surgery.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a big one.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Traveling, mostly. Last 2 months. Been
not bad.
Up in New Zealand, Australia.
Must be nice, man. Must be nice.
It was.
I'm gonna be honest. The pictures you sent home were holy insane, man. Very nice. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers to that.
Cheerio.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Very nice.
Very nice.
By the way, let us know in the comments. We chose to sip it on the rocks this time. What's your preference if you drink Scotch
pretty controversial
whiskey?
for some people, but you know.
We're not trying to start any wars.
No.
But we will.
Calm down. Hey,
next episode will be pineapple on pizza. No.
Too far.
What I do want to ask you is, you've been without your PC for a while now.
Hey.
And as someone who grew up on the internet, how's that been?
It's been refreshing, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, it's been good. The last month back home, it was all right, but I do miss it a little bit.
Yeah, no, like it's just like your phone, right? You get very used to having it. It's like a comfort thing.
It is.
It's like, I remember, it's like your favorite toy, right? And you go, where is it? Where is it now?
Where's my toy?
But at the same time, traveling is so much fun, so you don't miss
more important.
Yeah.
No, it's like ever since I've been back, I don't really need this shit. Because I haven't been overseas at all.
Yeah.
Like I've been within Europe, but I haven't been anywhere.
No.
I think Turkey is the farthest I've ever been. So
yeah.
No, it's been good. It's quite relaxing just being disconnected from everything.
It's good sometimes to get a mental reboot, right? Like
because
you do end up doing, like, you ever get that notification on your phone and it goes, your screen time the last week
it's been 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly. You go, what the?
I spent a third of my day on my phone.
Exactly right.
That's fun.
And then you click the notification. You're like, and half of it's like
TikTok, 7 hours.
To Twitter or like YouTube. You go,
it's something.
We wildin'. The other thing I wanted to ask you is, how was the jet lag? That's like the big thing, right?
Well, there it was really bad because we flew to Adelaide first.
Which is in Australia for those who
I was like, we first went to London for 4 days. Then we all got sick. So and we had to stop in, I think, Kuala Lumpur or something. And the first 13 hours or something it was, I slept for 2 hours. And the second leg of the flight, which was 7-ish hours after a 2-hour delay, I think I slept for the first 30 minutes and then they came with the food. So they woke me up.
Oh, that's so bad. The timing.
It was not good. But all in all, and then we came to Australia. I slept from 4 p.m. until 11 a.m. I slept for a long time.
Catching up.
I just took a shower when I got there to the Airbnb and then just crashed.
I'm out.
I crashed. Throat sprays, everything.
Oh. So the question always is, jet lag harder on the way there or when you came back? Because there's some people
on
that
the way
say...
there.
Really?
On the way there. Because when I got back, the first one was 7 hours, which I was able to stay awake because I flew at 5 p.m. Oh, so technically I was awake until 11.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
But then the second flight I was able to sleep like 8 hours, which on planes. I'm pretty tall. That's so on the way there my legs were pretty shit.
Yeah.
But the way back with Singapore Airlines, pretty good.
More leg room.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got all the way in the back, like
that's nice.
Back seat.
So unless you're lucky enough to be able to afford like business class, you'll never be able to sleep really well on planes.
Please, one day, one day, I want to afford my business class.
Yeah, I know, man.
These long legs need it.
It's something on the bucket list, right? Something you want to do. But at the current stage in our lives, the
financial status.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
my bank account took a hit.
Yes. Though, like trips halfway across the planet are rarely cheap.
Anyone going to Australia or New Zealand for longer than 2 months, more than 2,000 euros is needed.
Joey and I talked when he was planned going there. And
it was last year.
I said, when
was it? Yeah.
And I asked him, that sounds nice. How much do you think that'll cost? Probably 2K euros.
This is all right.
That's
a lot of money.
Yeah. Turns out that wasn't enough.
That's just the flights, people.
Yeah.
Then you need to stay. And we were at the stable family with my girlfriend. So it's pretty good.
I'm pretty lucky.
So,
but you did go to
all in all,
Hobbiton. That was
Hobbiton was amazing.
The pictures were
unreal. Go to Hobbiton. It's worth it.
Yeah. Even though you feel like a bit like, look at the, but it's worth it. It's beautiful.
No shame.
No shame.
No shame.
Nerds unite.
Nerds for life.
All right.
What about you?
Well,
you went to Italy, right?
Huh?
You went to Italy.
We went to Italy last May.
Yeah, last May. Yeah,
that was wonderful. We drove there.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, we planned it so that we didn't have to spend any more days getting there than we absolutely had to. Yeah. So we like cruised like 12-hour days, then we were there pretty much. But that was wonderful. Like we had 3 weeks just to explore, and we intentionally didn't book hotels the whole way, so we could actually just do what we wanted, like spend a few extra days if the town was that nice. So that was an insane trip. It kind of reminded me of like when you were younger and you went on summer vacation. It was like an adventure. Wow. You know that feeling. Yeah, it's like because I love traveling, but now when I travel, you have to plan everything and you have a schedule.
Yeah.
You have to get up and the hotel is booked and you had
Also driving
is wonderful.
Yeah. Like it's amazing. Driving through nice nature is the best.
It's
thing.
Like that's insane. I've never been on a like driving holiday, whatever you want to call it, like, and that was a very fun experience. Actually, very fun. We drove like 6,000 kilometers, which is way more than I've ever driven.
Does the car how did the car take it?
It was like actually really well.
I mean, it's a nice car. So
we're very fortunate to have a very nice car. We have a Volkswagen Passat, so it's kind of made for it, right?
Yeah.
But even with that, I had the like in the back of my mind, I went, okay, if we at some point have to do, like, if it breaks down or if we catch a flat or whatever, all those things, it'll be what it be. But perfectly, not a scratch. I saw
220 on the
one. Obviously through Germany we had to push it a bit, But I will say, surprisingly, in Italy, almost nowhere we could charge it. It's we have a hybrid, so you have to charge it, right? Almost nowhere. Only when we got to around Rome, we actually have found places where we could charge it. So that was a bit surprising. But that was wonderful. Then we had a scare, actually, because we went to Greece in October.
Yeah.
And we had a wonderful week. It was like 25 degrees. Like literally insanely nice.
Right.
Clear sunshine every time we were there, the whole time, every day, right? Then the last day we have to go home at 2:00. There's a 2-hour drive because we went to Crete, and Crete is a insanely large drive. And funnily, none of us knew that, so we just how big's the island? How big can it be?
No research needed.
Exactly. So, but it was a 2-hour drive. So we got up, we drove. We saw like the sun come up almost. It was like so beautiful. The entire drive peaceful. And then we fly home, nothing. Then we crash, right? We get home, we just crash. We wake up the next day. We see the exact road where we drove. massive storm hits. People died. Cars got like swallowed by the sea, and people died.
Jesus.
We didn't see anything. We were literally there the day before, like sunshine, all that.
Oh, no.
Like,
Speaking
wow.
of which, like,
that's insane.
Same in Auckland.
That's
like,
insane. Man.
We left, and a week later,
yes,
Auckland's
that
just
storm. That's
underwater.
Storm. I literally thought about you, like, because I saw the clips where people were just like doing the water.
I saw a clip where people were just in the gym, and there's like a meter of water, and people are lifting weights in the gym.
Gotta get them gains,
You gotta get.
That's good. Anything else funny you've done?
Funny? I don't know. Like nothing.
I will say we did put in a fair bit of effort into this project, so
hopefully
you guys enjoy it. We definitely are enjoying it.
It's been a few weeks of planning.
Yeah. It takes a lot more planning than we both anticipated, right?
It does. Yeah, just researching the albums alone.
It
takes.
Like the concept revolved around, to start with, that we enjoy listening to albums as projects, right?
Well, we enjoyed drinking alcohol.
Also that part. Drink responsibly.
We built a home bar when we
built a home bar. We're actually sitting in the remnants of our bar. You've left
what it used to be.
The sunken ship.
Yeah.
But that's been a lot of fun. Diving into albums. Reconnecting on.
Well, it's been
something different than
just
chit chat.
Just catching up on the old school albums. Old school, like.
I guess by now it is like what's the general area?
What is old school nowadays?
Yeah, exactly.
Like 80s.
I guess
80s is probably old school.
the first hip hop album.
It's not the old school. It's not like Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah, the Furious 5.
Yeah,
what a time. Yeah, that's way before our time though.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's it for catching up.
Yep.
Good seeing you, my friend.
Very nice.
Let's move on to our next segment.
Let's get it.
Cheerios,
my good man.
So Joey, here we go. This is the main part.
First album review.
So you wanna do us the honor?
It has to be Kung Fu Kenny, Kendrick Lamar,
aka
K-Dot.
Yes,
with Good Kid, M.A.A.D City.
We will preface this by saying we both have listened to this album before. This is definitely not a
first reaction.
Listen.
Nah.
There will be some albums that will be first listens.
Definitely.
This is not one of them.
No. Well, because how can it be?
How can it be?
How can you not have listened to Good? How can you not have listened to it yet?
We should also say that we are from Denmark. I'm from Denmark. You are from the Netherlands.
Yes.
So we will probably have a more unknown perspective, like a more we're not
an outsider perspective.
Yes,
because
I very much enjoy listening to Anthony Fantano and all the other American music podcasts, but they do have the information that we don't. We don't know what.
So it's just like first-hand experience.
Yes, exactly right. And even though they don't come from Compton or that area, they
still
know
they know something about it. Yeah,
we don't.
No.
Now then, we have decided to go track by track. We both made notes. We have done more than one listen.
Yeah.
Just out of the park.
Yeah.
How do you rate this in the general sense of the album?
Just 1 to 10?
Yeah. Let's do a Fantano 1 to 10.
I'm going with a... has he trademarked this?
I don't know.
I'm going with a strong to decent 9. It's a really fantastic album. To be honest,
there is a reason why this was an instant classic, right? Because this is so well put together.
The storytelling in this album is just, you can imagine yourself just, even though again secondhand.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
you can see yourself just chilling with your friends in the backseat of a car.
For sure.
Obviously, we're not that. I mean, the freestyling is just.
We do have the disadvantage that not only do we not know what it's like to live in America, we're also
not
white.
of a minority.
Yes. So in that sense, we are very privileged, and we know that. And this will be more of a general sense of what do we get out of the album.
Yes.
And not what does it relate to the struggles.
So,
with that, Good Kid, M.A.A.D City.
Yeah.
Let's open up.
All right.
Track number 1.
Shrine.
Also known as Master Splinter's daughter.
Yes, sir.
Give me your initial thoughts.
It's just, you can like instantly he just pulls you into where he's at that point.
Yeah.
Because obviously it goes back in time because he wasn't like
for sure.
What was it like 16, 17 when
he's like 15, he says in one of them.
Like in this song, he's like almost 15, 16.
Yeah.
So you can instantly imagine yourself being 16, just being horny as shit.
Yes. Let's talk the motive.
Yeah.
The whole motive in the song is he's going to Shireen.
Yep. House parties.
You
meet a nice banging looking chick.
Yes, and she's from a different part of town than you. So to get to her place and do the funny business,
you have to go into unknown territory.
Yes, and you also have to steal your mama's car, which is
I don't think does he steal it, or does he just like, hey, mom, I'm taking the car?
I don't know actually, because in general he has these skits at the end of the songs that
they're not in chronological order though.
No, and they do also they are there to tie the story together and give us some perspective of where we are in the timeline. And in this perspective, in this skit, we hear his mom calling him like, Kendrick, where's my car?
Yes.
And so it doesn't really tell us if she said okay to him taking it, or if he
just took it,
or he just took it.
I'm back in 15 minutes.
Yes.
You know.
Let's start at the skit, because I actually think that's a very, very big part of this album.
Oh no, the skits are almost tell the story.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Of where he wants to go with every song.
Yes.
So,
and in this one, it's about his mom, obviously, as I said, needing the car.
Yeah.
But it's also very specific that she needs the car because she has to go to the community center and get the food stamps.
Oh,
because you know he needs. That's what they do to eat. And the funny thing is, it's actual parents that have made these skits. Like it's not actors. They're actually his parents.
Yep.
And you hear his mom being like, "Kendrick, where's the car? I need the car. I need to go get these food stamps, right?" And then you hear his dad, "Where's my Domino's?
Where's my Domino's? Can someone get Kenny his Domino's?"
Now, I didn't know this. Do you know what Domino's is?
Isn't it like the house for gambling?
That is one thing. Do you know what the slang is in this? Because I didn't know.
Isn't it just drugs?
It is literally like Percocets, I think.
Right.
So he's high off the
perks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. If you know different than us,
let us know.
Let us know in the comments below. But so it's not like he wants to go play dominoes with all the guys at the park. He wants where are my
first reaction? Pizza.
Yes, exactly right.
First, listen, I was like,
I had the same thing.
Give my man some pizza.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, you could also you could definitely hear in his voice that he's high.
Yeah.
And so you can imagine he's on
something.
You can imagine the guy had the munchies, right? You go, where's my goddamn pizza?
Where's my pizza?
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
I will say this track also sets the tone for the record in that
it does.
The story instantly the story is like you say it draws you in.
Yeah, it does.
Because he's so good at describing what happens. Obviously, it's about meeting her, and he becomes infatuated, and he says like he's 15, horny as you are, right?
Motherfucker.
He also talks about his own immaturity, that stuff, right? And then it's about him going there because she's home alone. Yes. You know what's
well, that's what she says.
At least that's what she said.
Yeah. And
the song ends with him being stopped.
Well, also that stopped by two guys, but in the song as well, he talks about her cousins being gang affiliated.
Yes.
So going to the wrong part of town, knowing that, ignoring all the red flags because you're 16, you're like, I just want to fuck.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
I just want to get it.
Yep.
You make some stupid ass decisions.
Yeah, it's very bold, right?
It's very bold.
But listen, we've all been
there.
It's like you can smash, you go through whatever you would like set in front of you, right?
Yes, sir.
But I will say, out of all the tracks on this album, it's probably the one I replayed the least, actually.
Yeah, I think. It might be because it's just the introduction. You kind of it's so clear cut in what he's saying and what it's about, and it's not super long. Like there's 12-minute cuts on these on this album.
Yes.
So you kind of already
you know what's going on. Yeah, for sure. But with that being said, it's definitely not a bad song by any stretch. Very good.
It sets the tone.
It's
a good intro.
It's an introduction.
Yeah.
Now, next track number 2.
Yep.
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Legendary track.
It is.
But only if not for anything, only for the hook. Like the hook is very in general.
And even if you don't get the deeper message of this song, it's just I just want to do me.
Yeah.
Just don't
for sure.
Don't ruin what I've got going for me.
For sure.
So
my note on this was it's not quite as strong from a storytelling perspective, because I got the sense, not the first time I listened to the record, but now when I listen back to it, you do get the sense that the first part is definitely him telling a story, because you get the perspective of him being 15, 17, immaturity. You want sex, you don't know. Because here it's more unclear what it's about, right?
Because what I was thinking is this is more present time. Mm-hmm. What is going on in first one, for example. So I feel like, again, chronologically, these songs are a bit of a you have to put them in order.
Sure. And also we'll get back to that, because there are some wild theories about this album out there.
Yeah. Just give me, I'm trying to hear those.
My notes here are, the theme is he's sick of people trying to hold him back, basically, right?
Like, let's have a look.
He talks about his own failures. He had to go through, like, he messed up, and now he, you know, all that stuff.
Also, the criticization of his peers.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. He's like, all you do it for is the money and the fame.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here trying to have a message. Yes. Trying to get these people that I've been in a situation in to live better lives, basically.
He as the way I hear it is, he's saying, well, they just want the quick money, and they don't think ahead. Like he says,
there's no bigger picture.
No, exactly.
It's just a quick buck.
Yes, exactly. He wants he doesn't want the 15 minutes of fame. He wants the 15 years of fame, right? He wants the long term. He just wants the rest of the life.
Just
right?
like remember, even like it comes back in a later song.
Just for sure.
Sing about me, like you just want to be remembered even after you're gone.
Yes,
that's the legacy
for sure. And in general, it's a much stronger song, and the hook is insanely catchy.
Yep, it is. It is.
I also said that the end skit is insanely well put together, because it sets up backside
exactly
freestyle, which is the next track.
Because his homies pick him up.
Yeah, and we know
Kendrick, we brought this. We brought tracks.
Yeah.
Bring your freestyle.
Yes, exactly. Right. And then we go into backseat freestyle.
Yeah.
First of all,
it is. This one is catchy as shit.
The beat is insanely catchy. Yeah. Really well done.
Yeah, this is great.
And for me, this song is, and I think for most people, this track is definitely known for the iconic lyric, "I pray my dick get as big as the Eiffel Tower so I can fuck the world for 72 hours." Which is an insane bar.
Yeah.
And he's explained it multiple times.
Yeah. This is just him and his homies just fucking around.
Yes.
You know, you're 16. You're with your friends.
Yep.
You say the most outlandish shit.
And like he says, obviously when you're 16 in America, you can drive. So they have a car. You can vividly imagine it, right? You can you and your homies going down. You just park the car. And you just have some time to kill. You blast the tracks.
Yep.
You freestyle.
Yeah, it's great.
And you say outrageous shit like this, right?
It's such a great song.
So catchy.
This for me is at least top 3 of the album.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree.
I don't know. I think this comes in at number 3 because there's some really.
It might actually be number 4 for me. There's a debate. There's a debate there, but
we can go after that.
Let's do that at the end. Obviously, the start goes. Martin had a dream.
Martin had a dream. Yeah.
Kendrick had a dream, and that's obviously Martin Luther King. All that stuff. He's bringing the whole thingy.
But also, again, he just, instead of wanting the quick fame and the quick money, he just wants to have a message.
Yes,
he just wants to teach.
I also really like the fact that this song rises in intensity. Like the third verse, he's almost growling. He's aggressive.
Kendrick's vocals are just all over the place.
It's insane. It's so well put together.
It's really good.
And also, like I said, the beat is just that. It's just very, very strong.
It's almost as embracive as just
youth.
Yes. It's just youthful. You're just like
yes, very aggressive, very, very in your face. All right, next track. I think this is a controversial track. Out of Peer Pressure.
My favorite song. Ooh, not gonna lie.
Really?
This is my favorite song. Especially the first part, obviously, is almost like a happier part. And then once he actually starts getting into it, the beat gets so somber and like almost like because like he says in this, he doesn't really want to do this.
Yes.
Like he is there. Like, obviously, you're there with your friends. Like, you get the peer pressure.
I think that's the insane part is the whole thing is so well put together.
Yeah.
And he goes, I know, until I'm with the homies, and it just clicks.
Yeah.
That line, everybody can relate to that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Where you're with the guys.
You do some really stupid fucking shit when you're with your friends.
Exactly. And that I love this track. It's very, very good.
And again, because we're not from that part, it's like I can imagine we do dumb shit with
for sure.
But it's the magnitude of how stupid everything can get.
Yes.
It's so much higher because it's such a different lifestyle.
For sure.
So they get into it. They start robbing a house.
Yup.
Someone's at the house. Police is coming.
It's just
they make a left. They make a right.
That part is so insane.
It is. It's almost like oh shit. Like, is he gonna get caught? Like
the way he tells that story.
Yeah.
They made left. They made it right. They made it left. That part is so well done.
It is.
And
really
the way
good.
the beat stops when you go, they made it right. They made another right. And the
like,
beat just cuts.
It's like,
and you go,
did they? They make another right, another left.
I will say,
one lucky night with the homies.
Yes. Also, there's a Danish connection to this.
Is it?
Because the beat is produced by a Danish group. Yep.
Really? Who?
Yes. Suspect, the rap group Suspect. They
somewhat.
Yes, they're not very famous out but they're very famous in Denmark. And this beat was actually used in a Suspect song. And I think Soundwave, Kendrick's producer for most of the album, heard the beat and was like, "This is fire."
This is it, yeah.
And that is the somber beat that it switches into.
Right.
It's very, very good. I had to go on Genius for this one because there is a part that I really wanted to, and that's actually one of the parts that Kendrick himself has talked about the outro, right?
Yeah. Is it an outro or is it?
They call it an outro here. And it's about like someone's talking to him. We finally got that guy. I think he hit the wrong blunt though, and that's the part where the first that explains that the first joint that Kendrick ever smoked was laced with cocaine.
Right.
And that's where he's foaming at the mouth, which is
in M.A.A.D City. Right.
And I didn't understand that because they say he ain't hit that one. They got the shenanigans. Give that guy the shenanigans.
Yeah.
And the shenanigans is the fact that it's laced with cocaine. That Kendrick doesn't know. And I think that's very telling because I talked to my girlfriend Bia about this album. Yeah. And she said, "But isn't this just in some sense a glorification of what this lifestyle is about?" And I said, No. Because there's always the reminder that this is a wild lifestyle, right?
This is dangerous.
This is dangerous stuff. And this is just one of them.
Wrong blunt.
Yep.
You're again foaming at the mouth.
For sure.
Doesn't get quickly, you're gone.
Yes, exactly. And you don't know what you're in for, right? Yep. People will take advantage of you.
And that's also why he probably why he just doesn't like to smoke.
Yeah, for
sure. Doesn't like, and again, to drink, but that again comes back
for
later.
Sure. Also, I like the fact that the skit in the end is them sorting their alibi. Like, we go here and then you go here, so we have the other. Like, that shit is so real, man.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that they talk about, he talks about them going to Westchester, which is a richer part of the town, and they're trying to pick up light-skinned girls. Like they're trying to get it with rich white girls, right?
Yeah.
And that's just so descriptive, man. I love this one.
This is my favorite song.
I can understand that. This is probably
also,
number 3 for me.
It's just not that, like, even without anything, everyone can relate to this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
that line is just so until with the homies.
So
good. So good.
It's also so easy to just chug it up to just with my friends.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just also when his mom is calling him in the middle of the police chase, is just hanging out because you don't want to rat out your homies.
Exactly.
But you also don't want to worry with your mom.
Should have probably told her I was about to catch my first offense. That is wild, man.
It's very good.
Next track is my favorite track on the album.
Is it
Money Trees?
Yes, sir.
Like I think it's the beat, which is a reversed sample, is just so insanely catchy to me. I had to go check out what it was because from the moment I heard this track, I was like, this beat is insane to me. The way it reverberates the whole thing. It's apparently a sample that they flipped. They literally flipped the sample, reversed it, and that's what plays in the background. Obviously, this is not as clear-cut as storytelling, but it's about the motivation for doing all this stuff. He says home invasive was persuasive. Like,
but isn't this also present time? because he's
for
looking
sure.
back on the things. Yeah,
this is him realizing, why did I do the thing I do? Money trees is the perfect place for shading, right? You need the money. You need
to get away from all.
I also like the fact he says, like he references 9 to 5, which is where people work.
Yeah.
But for them, it's where they work, robbing people, because that's where the houses are empty.
Yeah.
And that's where they case the houses, and they know where to rob them, right?
Yeah.
And that it's just so vivid. You could literally imagine him going to the Westchester or the white neighborhoods, the rich neighborhoods.
It's also the same when he talks about his uncle getting shot and being pulled back into reality, because you're always dreaming of having that money.
Uncle Tony.
But
very, very sad.
Yeah.
I will also say J-Rock's verse
it's
insanely
very good.
well done.
Yeah.
There's a hot debate on whether Kendrick wrote it for him or not.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
Really?
Yes, apparently so.
Nah, J-Rock, like, I've heard some J-Rock. It's good.
And even if Kendrick helped him out, I really wouldn't be mad, because in the end, the way
it fits together really well.
The way he rhymes it, the whole presentation is
it
just
flows so smooth,
incredibly well done,
almost as smooth as whiskey.
Yeah. The way he says the end line. It's just dreaming of money street shading me. It's just so well put together. So
this whole album is just everything fits. Everything flows into the next thing.
For sure.
Everything just you could play everything back to back to back to back. It just makes sense.
For sure.
So,
by the way, you know what we didn't talk about?
What's up?
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe?
Yeah.
Do you know who originally was supposed to be on the track?
This is why. I think I know.
I had to go check it out because
I don't remember. Well,
the person that was supposed to sing the hook was Lady Gaga.
Right? Yeah,
which is insane.
I've heard the version.
I know I have as well. It's not good. It's not good.
It's not bad.
It's definitely.
It doesn't fit this.
I will say I love this version way more because it's way more Kendrick. It fits the album way better.
Yeah, it does.
It's nothing against Gaga. It's just for the purposes of this song fits way better.
It's also, this is just his life story.
Yeah, for sure.
So everything being in the same tone and with him, it just carries a bit better.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, the end skit is very nice. It's about Kendrick's mom calling again. Yep. Where's my goddamn car? Just get my. This man is on one. He feeling good.
I just want your body.
Yeah, exactly. Did somebody say Domino's?
I love that part. Give my man his pizza.
I know, right? Insanely good.
Yeah, it's good.
Next song, Poetic Justice.
Poetic Justice.
I mean, this is the continuation of song number 1.
It is sexy.
It's about sex. It's about Shireen.
With Drake.
It's also with Drake.
And the sample. You know the sample, right?
Janet
Jackson.
Yes, it's Janet Jackson. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I will say it's. I think this song is overhyped.
Well, this song just has it doesn't have a lot of substance in it. It's just the lust for women.
I agree.
You just wanna fuck.
I think that the thing is, Kendrick's verse is actually very good. Talking about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the Usher part is Usher line is very good.
Yeah.
Talks about how he went and fucked Shireen. That Usher Raymond's burned. That double entendre about chlamydia, STDs. Very, very good. Back when what Condom Rebels wasn't cool. But I
saw he didn't actually get an STD.
No, I know. It's just about it's a commentary on what it was about, right?
Yep.
But I just think that Drake's verse doesn't really. It's a nice verse, but I wish that Drake would have bought into the theme of the album, right?
Like, don't get me wrong, some of Drake's songs are good.
Oh yeah,
I am not the biggest Drake fan.
No, I think I'm in the middle.
His music is catchy, but it's just, I don't know. It's just not.
I think when Drake is good, he's very good.
But when Drake is mediocre, he's very mediocre. It's
like
just
his
mainstream.
Last few albums, holy moly, not my kind of thing.
We will not get into those.
Anyway, I will say I don't think the verse is bad.
Nah,
it just fit the song as well.
Yeah, it could have been a bit better, but all in all,
all right.
It's a pretty good song.
It's a pretty good song. Then we get to the 2 title tracks, you could call it, Good Kid, and then obviously M.A.A.D City on the other part.
Yeah.
I think Good Kid is a very underrated song.
You know what it is about the beat on Good Kid? It makes me really feel on edge. it just
hallucination, baby.
No. It just like I don't know what it is.
There's a suspense in it.
It's just like it just goes down.
Yeah.
Instead of going up, because at some points, I think at Pharrell's part, which he sings a hook, it goes up a bit.
Yes.
But when Kendrick is singing, it goes rapping. It goes down.
Yes,
which is like, what's gonna happen?
It puts you on edge. It sets up M.A.A.D City so well.
It does.
It's for the intents of this album. It's the description of himself feeling like a young guy that doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah, and it's the
feeling
same as,
lost in the city.
Exactly.
Right?
It's as Pharrell says in the chorus.
Yeah.
It's like when you're not educated enough, you get disillusioned with the world. And
And you can vividly imagine.
Better.
Yeah. And in this case, obviously, when you're in the M.A.A.D City, that can mean death.
Being a good kid doesn't matter.
No.
Police will still catch you.
Yes,
which obviously is a big problem. Like it's been all over the news, even here in Europe. Like police brutality is and even probably way more back then.
Oh, for sure.
It doesn't matter how good of a kid you are in that setting.
You still get judged. Yeah, for sure.
You get checked, like he says, for crip tattoos.
For sure.
Tattoos, whatever. It's just, it's a tough scenario to be in.
I think it's also his way of saying he's one of the lucky few that realizes what is happening to him.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of the guys that he's with, the people he see, they don't realize what's happening to them. They just follow the stream. They just goes along, right?
No,
Are you ready for a hot take on this?
Give it to me.
I think Pharrell's chorus is kind of meh.
I don't. I think it fits. Like It's just you are like they are so like going with it because they don't know better. It's like it is. He sings it almost like it is like hazy. It's
for sure.
So I think actually it's pretty good.
I think the reason I think it's kind of meh is because I think it's a case of the hindsight is 2020 kind of thing. Because afterwards, in this album comes out in 2011, I think 2012, something like that.
Yeah.
And then the year after, Pharrell does Happy, or maybe 2 years after, and it's like the contrast is just so stark. Like it's so big, and I think it's not that I hate Pharrell. No. I just don't like the fact that he does it this. I think his production on this is top notch. Yeah, but the way he does it, I would have much rather had Kendrick do it.
Right,
but yeah, it's not bad.
No, then I don't think he can really take away from this. No, just because he made like Happy,
no, for sure. This is like we're talking very, very petty grievances here, right?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to with this.
Yeah, that's it.
This
right?
Good of an album,
insane album.
So far, like
actually one of the very few albums from his era that is still in my rotation, where I actually play this actively.
Yeah, it is.
Then we come to
not all of them, but like a majority of it.
Obviously,
is in the playlist.
You can't play the whole album, but yeah, a lot of it. Then we come to the big song,
my number 2.
Yes, also my number 2.
Everyone's almost number 1.
Yes, M.A.A.D City.
Yes,
M.A.A.D City.
Yep.
I wrote down might be the most impressive song on the record.
Yep.
Insane production, insane delivery on Kendrick's part. Yep. The beat switch midway is insane.
What I also feel like is he, like you said, like Kendrick gets more and more, like I almost feel frustrated.
Yes.
The longer this track goes on.
Sure.
Like
for sure.
He starts growling a bit more, like he was 16, but this is more anger towards the people that are doing this to keep it like suppressed and like down under the heel, basically.
And the way the first part is where he describes the AKs, ARs, AL. He sounds generally both frustrated and also confused. What's going on? He's
and also
9.
just scared because his mom is like, "Oh yeah, get down!" And you just hear gunshots,
duck. You know. I also wrote down. He writes down the situations he actually saw.
Yeah.
He saw a guy getting killed at 9.
Yeah.
He sees people shooting. He has like he goes to the burger stand for free burger. He AKs, AL duck, bodies on top of bodies, IVs on top of IVs. Such insane writing.
Like
it's just
even imagining that, it's like
it hurts, right?
You can't even comprehend it if
you're
not from those parts. You're like, what?
You have no idea.
You have no idea.
But you just know that this hurts. This is one of the things you
will be
doubt.
Traumatized for life.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
of course,
without a doubt.
I also wrote down. This is the first time where we get an idea of why it's M.A.A.D M.A.A.D City, because he goes. The last line is "Made me an angel on angel dust."
Right.
And that obviously references the fact that he and many other people get hooked on drugs because you have to deal with all the trauma you experience, right?
I mean, it makes sense. It's
for sure.
Because I wrote down, it's like, you can see how these environments just breed this type of community. It's everyone wants to get on top of each other, and like there's revenge. Yeah. And then there's revenge. It's just an endless cycle of just like really bad shit.
I also like the part where he's talks about the way he touches his own image, like the way you get to view yourself as not the good kid, but like you have to become a badass. You have to put up this.
You have to
put front, right?
You're not respected otherwise. No, you will get.
And also, you have no
caught
means
in the crossfires.
Yeah, and you have no means of dealing with the trauma you experience, right? Yeah. So you have to become hard on the outside, because if not, you'll get killed or you'll get taken advantage of or whatever. This is my number 2 song on this record. It is insane. Yeah. And also, you know how this album is so good that you learn stuff every time you listen to it, right?
Yeah. Every time you just
you find something different, right?
Tiny detail. Yeah.
At this time, I only just now realized that the guy who goes yak 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 is Schoolboy Q.
Really?
Yes.
Goddamn.
That's his ad-lib.
Shout out
Schoolboy Q. And that also the intro. If Pyrus and Crips all got along, they probably have me down by the end of the song.
Yeah.
And then he goes, man down, where you from?
Yeah, it's because...
And obviously, by the way, that refrain, man down, where you from, is the what the 2 guys says to him when they jump him when he goes to Shireen's house. Just such an insane tie together
perfectly.
It's so oh man, it's mad.
Yep, M.A.A.D City. Mm-hmm.
M.A.A.D City.
Get it?
There's another interpretation of M.A.A.D City, and that is the my angry adolescence divided. He says because he's divided between the good kid and the M.A.A.D City, right? Yeah. So many layers on this.
Yeah, you peel back another layer, and that's just another layer.
Yeah, for sure. Also, there's a feature on this. M.A.A.D.
Yep.
That verse is so cool.
I don't know. It just gets you like.
You know the way he
it is actually just cool. It just sounds cool.
Yes, and the way he describes it is just so old school. It's such an old school.
It's also just so nonchalant.
Yes, and you instantly know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
If they read this, the last time you might see my ass. You know, if you know. Yeah. And
we've been doing this shit since the 80s. We've been mixing this stuff.
Exactly.
You're not like this. You're not the first one to experience. We've been doing this.
Yes, and that's you have to adapt and overcome. And you drop your work, which is a brick of cocaine in the bushes, and people rat. Then you're gone, and you know
it's
wild.
It's a good ass feature.
The part about Santa don't miss no stockings. I had to go and read up what that meant because I was like, what do you mean he missing this? Because on the outside you would go
all
exactly right
stuff. Because they check everything, because you can hide your valuables somewhere where they wouldn't check. But so
when you get robbed, they check your socks. But on the outside, you go, well, if he does, this is the part where Santa would miss stockings because you have no money.
Yeah,
you miss stockings. Yeah, but no, it's the other way around. When you get robbed, they don't miss your stockings because you get the That's it's just so well thought out. It is. Also, you're right. He does sound. There was no even when I didn't know M.A.A.D when I heard this track.
No, neither. No.
But you have no doubt that he's an old school rapper. Yeah, you just know instantly. This guy
sounds
is a baller.
Like he's been through it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he knows
he's been doing this for so long. He's just like, it is what it is.
Yeah. That's the way we do it, right?
Yeah.
Then we get to the most commercial song on the whole record, according to me.
Yep.
Swimming pools.
Yep.
What you look very skeptical on this.
Well, no, it's just It's amazing how society can turn one of the most anti-alcohol songs
into a fucking
drinking song.
Yes, I know.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. This song just goes in depth about how alcohol can ruin lives, about it just clouding your mind.
Yes.
Of course it can numb the pain, but not in a healthy way.
I think the thing is, what I love about this song is the creativity. Like, I have no doubt that this was meant as a single. There has to be some record guy going to Kendrick, we need a single, and he goes, I got you. This is it.
Yeah.
It's just I know a lot of people have the feeling that this hasn't aged well.
This has aged amazingly.
I think this
whole album is.
I think the rest of the album also, but this in particular. The beat is still so insanely well,
but also the content will never get outdated.
Sure.
It will always be a problem,
and everyone knows this feeling, right? Now grow up around some people living their life in bottles. Granny had the golden flask, all that stuff.
It just goes from generation to generation. It's just, it almost feels like. He says, like, you can't escape it.
Yes.
Like, alcohol will find a way.
Yeah. Why you babysitting only 2 or 3 shots? Yeah. I'm going to show you how to turn up a notch.
You're at a party.
Yeah.
What? You've had one drink?
And he sips. He goes, I'm a sip, And they go, nah, what you doing? And you go, I'm with the homies, right?
Yeah. You are with your homies.
And then you go, okay.
Yeah.
I also wrote down the role playing of his conscience. Okay. Now open your mind up and listen to me. I feel
like that just really just hits it.
Yes,
it's sure. Like you've had these conversations in your
yourself.
Head. It's like sure. I cannot take another shot.
I know.
I know. And then one of your friends goes, "Come on,
Chin Chin," and you go, "Chin
Come
Chin."
on,
Right? Yeah, for sure.
And then you're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna drown in some poison."
Yes.
This is my limit.
Yes.
I'm going over it.
It's just so well written.
Yeah.
And the way I don't know if I think that his voice is pitched and distorted. It's just so nice.
Yeah, it
sounds
really good.
So good.
Yep.
And then obviously the skit in the end reveals he actually did get jumped.
Yeah, he got beat up.
This is for me the most impactful skit because it reveals that he got jumped.
Yep.
And then they retaliate.
Yes.
And their idea is to chase the 2 guys that jumped Kendrick into another gang because they want someone else to beat up the guys that beat up Kendrick. But instead, it ends up 2 people dying.
Yep. What if this?
There's this very when you go, ha, got him.
Yeah, we got him.
And then you go, Kate, are you good?
Yeah.
You're good. And then
we're good. Ayo, Dave.
Exactly.
Dave, answer me.
They killed my brother.
Yeah.
That hit the first time I heard it.
And this also carries on into the next stuff. It's just
yeah. It's very touching.
Yeah.
I will also say this. The first time I heard the song, it was the radio edit that doesn't have the 3rd verse in it. And I love that 3rd verse.
What?
All I have in life is man no appetite for hunger.
Right, the extended version. Yeah,
and
right.
And that verse is not on the radio edit. There's only 2 verses because it's too long.
Yep.
And I think the 3rd verse really ties the song together because that's exactly what you feel.
Yeah.
It's liquid courage, right?
It is.
And you need it. Like my appetite for failure and hunger and all that stuff, you use it, but you also abuse it, right?
Yeah.
Very, very nice song. And then we come to what most people dub the best rap song of this millennia.
Oh.
Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst.
It's a long one.
But 12 minutes.
Fucking worth it.
Marathon of a song.
Good God.
Now, I did say that the first track, Shireen, is probably my least replayed song. This is probably my second least played song.
Yep.
Because it's so heavy to listen to. My God, is it beautiful?
It's layered,
but
layered.
My God, is it horrifically sad?
It just goes into how he's like how growing up in an environment like that. It's just it's just a never-ending cycle of retaliation, and it happens every day. So it's just. It's also the part where he's like, "Don't forget about something. It's like something about like, I hope you hear my next album," and then just a gunshot and silence for 2 seconds.
That's the part where he goes, "Please tell my story, and if I don't make it out, please tell my." And and it's like
ridiculous.
Oh man! Also, the beat switch is mental on this one.
Yeah, it
Dying of Thirst. It's man. You could spend a whole hour just dissecting this song. Oh man.
It also just goes into how, because was this the one with the skit at the end where they
meet the lady
with the prayer?
Yes.
Right. So for Kendrick, I mean, it hadn't touched on it that much. I feel like in the first
religion. You mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where he found religion as a way to get out of
cope
it.
with it. Yeah. To explain what's happening
right,
to him, right? And that's something I think we could all understand.
Yeah.
You find yourself in a situation you have no explanation why this is happening. If you're like Kendrick, you're relatively smart.
Yep.
You watch what's happening around you. You see people doing stupid stuff. You have no idea why they keep doing it. Why you're stuck in the cycle. Obviously, you have to find a way to explain this, or else you're gonna go mad.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
And then he meets this lady, him and his friends.
Yep. Y'all need some Jesus.
Y'all dying of thirst, right? I will say as someone who's not religious, if it wasn't as thoroughly explained as it was, that whole reference would probably go over my head. Yes.
Yeah, same. It's like,
but I understand it though.
No, religion in general, it's just to be able to better yourself. It's an amazing. It's just an amazing medium to just improve yourself. Get discipline, stick to being good.
Yes. But it's also a way of excusing yourself.
It's
in
definitely
some sense,
a double-edged sword. Yep.
But this song is very, very beautiful, and it definitely has its merits. I definitely understand why people are saying it's one of the best rap songs ever. I will also say I almost at some point wish it was 2 6-minute songs, because it would be
instead
easier
of
to dissect.
One.
Because you almost like the whole you get too many impressions, and the images in my mind form too fast that when it hits the 6-minute mark, I'm like I'm too full. Like I'm
too focused on this first part of the song that like I can't.
But what a wonderful, wonderful way of doing it, and
I agree.
Big shout out to Kendrick for being able to produce stuff like this as a very, very young man.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, very touching. I don't replay this as often because it's not as bumpable in the car and your headphones.
Yeah, this is a song you just sit down and really listen to, because you can't just not hear this track.
If you're not in your feels, you will get in your feels, right?
You will.
So yeah.
Yep.
Oh, cheers, my guy. That was a rough one.
Yes,
I love this track, but I also really don't at the same time. Oi. Now, then we get to Real.
Yep.
I wrote down this is the most annoying track for me.
Really?
Because I don't like the track. I'm real.
I could get that.
It's just the replay value is the other thing is the beat is very catchy.
Yeah.
But so I'm annoyed because I don't like the hook.
No,
but
I feel like this one is like almost like a coming of age story. It's like he realizes like what
his own
his
like, talent.
He just comes into his own.
Yes,
it's like this is what I'm good at. This is what I can do.
For sure.
This is what I can use to teach.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So for me, like the hook is it is what it is, but at the same time it's not too bad.
No.
Yeah, because at the end of the song, he goes into if you're supposed to hate stuff that you love because you know these people or these things like alcohol, drugs, or your homies are a bad influence on you.
Yep.
Now, again, I think everyone can relate to that. Like you have a revelation, yet these people aren't good for me, but I really love them.
But how are you supposed to cut people out just because they have a vice or whatever, right?
It's rough.
It's very tough. I also will say this is for me the point where he realizes what his talent can bring him. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Here you go. You can pour yourself.
Also, very nice bottle.
Your very nice bottle. We have no way of pronouncing this. Glendronach, 12-year. You bought me this bottle. It's a very, very smooth one.
Gift
for people that are into whiskey. Highly recommend.
Yes, sir.
I will also say, for me, I could I don't think there is a skip on this album.
No.
But if there was one, it was probably this, because I don't think this is as good of representing what he becomes as it could be.
Right.
But that does bring me to the last track, which is one of my most favorite tracks on this album.
Compton.
Yeah.
Doctor. Dre.
Oh, man.
The legend.
This track is just such a flex. For me, this is like the biggest flex.
But for Kendrick, this is... Because he grew up...
listening to Dr. Dre.
Listening to Dr. Dre.
All that. Yeah.
I feel like everyone kind of grew up listening to Dr. Dre. It's like...
We all know.
We don't know. But there, especially in Compton, I would feel like...
For sure.
These people are... Like, you have legends, but then you go above it. These are...
Yeah. He's transcended just because he is the first guy that made it out and actually made it out smart.
Yeah,
and people revere him for it. It's not like he made it out. You know, people like Snoop Dogg, who got out, who's an icon, has a court case where he's probably killed someone.
Yeah,
smokes a lot of weed. Yeah, is not really that responsible with his money, all that stuff. Dr. Dre gets out. Produces for other people, starts a record label, tells you to spend your money wise, creates Beats by Dre, sells it for $4 billion or whatever, man. Like the guy's just he's a.
Well, I mean, at some point he was like, because was it Death Row at first?
Yeah, something like that.
Which was, from what I've seen and what I've heard, it's like really controversial.
I mean, he obviously starts out as a producer, right?
And then
as a rapper,
you get Aftermath, which is his shit. Yeah. So to have someone who just made it out on his own, just made it himself.
Yeah.
It's especially, I feel like, for Kendrick, it's just a dream come true. It's
for sure. And I will also say that if I put myself in his shoes, to be able to create something with a guy who's literally shaped the sound of rap and hip hop music must be amazing.
This song
it's just a throwback.
Screams Dr. Dre.
Yeah, for sure. I love the production.
Synths or like
that goes up with the
yeah. Amazing.
And the drums, the boom bap, boom, you know, all that. It's just wonderful. Wonderful production. Compton, ain't no city quite like the way it goes.
It's just good.
It's a flex.
It is a flex. I
will say. You know, there's a lot of theories about this album. One of them being that Kendrick actually intended to play it reversed.
Really?
Yeah. There's also
it goes back in time, basically.
So basically, you go through an entire day, but opposite. So you start out Compton, like he describes Compton, then he goes, "I'm real," and then he goes, "But then you sing about me." Swimming pools, the house parties, all that stuff, and then it goes back. Right. There's also the loop theory where it's meant to be played in loop. So you end with Compton, but you also start with Compton,
because
and then
skit
you go
at the end of Compton is him borrowing his mom's car.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that one makes more sense to me than the reverse theory.
Yeah.
But then I mean I also think the wonderful thing about the Compton track is that it's so 80s, so old school 90s, so
it's
everything, right?
Yeah.
It's just so good, and the fact that he got Dre not only to produce it but also to rap on it, wonderful. Wonderful.
I feel like, aren't they like sharing bars, like like going off through each other?
Yes.
Like, it's amazing.
Wonderful. Very, very well produced. And obviously this leads into the part where Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre officially hands Kendrick the torch at stage in Compton, where they have a whole show. Rightfully so. Yeah. What a guy.
Yep.
Now, closing thoughts.
Yep.
Your top 3 songs.
Okay, so number 1, like I said, is Out of Peer Pressure.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It's just, to everyone, it could be very relatable.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Number 2, M.A.A.D City.
Yeah.
Because it's a song, man.
It's just a vibe.
So good.
Yeah, it's just a vibe.
You can play it anytime and you get fucking pumped up.
Yes, I agree.
Number 3, Backseat Freestyle.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I understand. I have number 1, Money Trees. Because it's just so everybody can relate again to we need the money to survive. But we also end up doing questionable stuff to get it sometimes. Number 2, M.A.A.D City. That whole point about him getting a free lunch and have to dog. And doesn't really. He's 9. He saw his first guy dead at 9. Bodies on top of bodies. Wonderful. And then 3rd is probably Out of Peer Pressure. I will say shout out to Swimming Pools, who I actually bump a lot, but I don't think it's the best one. It's just the most easy listen on this album.
Yeah, I agree. Honorable mention.
Yep. To swimming pools. Other closing thought, I would actually rate this a 10. For me, this is a perfect album. There's no skips. There's no debate whether
as Fantana would say, strong 9 to 10.
But I understand why some people would view it differently, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like first listen, it's not a 10.
No, I agree.
Don't get it.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
So the more you listen to it,
the more of a 10 it gets.
The more of a 10 it gets.
And I feel like that is a motive going through Kendrick's discography. Yeah. That's a common theme.
Yeah.
You have to listen to his stuff more than once.
And I feel like Kendrick, especially because his vocal, like when it goes to and the higher, like, now open your mind up and listen to me.
Yeah.
It's you have to get used to listening to that.
Oh, yes.
To be able to really enjoy it. So I feel like Kendrick is also just an acquired taste.
Yes, it's not the easiest listen. I will say Kendrick in general. This is his second studio album.
But once you get used to Kendrick and you really listen to it,
you can't let it go.
You can't get it.
There's actually
you really almost not get better than this.
There's only one other guy that I would compare him to in our time at least, and that's Jid. The same sort of variety and
Forever
deliveries.
Story. Shout out Forever Story. It's
also maybe a hint.
Album.
We might also listen to that one later. Who knows?
We will definitely listen to that one.
But yes, a very, very strong record from
very
Kendrick.
good one.
I think that wraps up our album part.
I think so. So,
we do have our final
section.
Yep. The last call.
So, for anyone, last drinks, order up.
This is it. Bar's closing.
This is it.
We don't want none of your bullshit.
This is done. So for the last call, we kind of want to let the alcohol speak.
We all know this part where you've sipped some drinks.
It's the end of the night.
It's the end of the night. You have this deep conversation.
You have a conversation and you just go deep.
There's a bit of liquid courage in there.
Yeah,
it happens.
You just open up.
Yeah, it's good.
So I got a question for you.
Here we go.
So, what is your biggest regret so far?
Oh, in my life, you mean in general?
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah,
part of me went, is he gonna go boobs or titties? So boobs or titties, but boobs or ass.
Yes.
I this is like a general thing. I try to live my life with no regrets, and I always look at it like this: if I make the decision at the time, I base it on all the information I have at the time. So in that sense, I'm almost always pretty happy with my decisions.
Yeah.
What I do regret is not realizing earlier that you don't have to have an education to do stuff.
Right. Yep.
Education is always good for all the young people out there. Get an education.
Yep.
It knowledge is always good.
Yeah. Knowledge. You can never go wrong with knowledge. It's
for sure.
Yeah.
But it definitely won't stop you from doing stuff that you don't have an education.
Nah.
And in that sense, I wish I had more an adventurous spirit earlier and just have done stuff.
Right. And you mean with adventurous, you mean the traveling aspect or like just doing what you feel like doing?
I think in general, I have this saying that a lot of people right now have this thing where they trade a day today for a day tomorrow, in the sense that they work hard the first 20 years of life and then they go
and then they just
they retire. You know? And I don't really subscribe to that idea because and if you do that, fine. I don't like that's your choice. I'm all good with that.
Yeah.
But for me, it's the opposite. I want to be happy every day, and I don't want to toil away 20 years because that's a long time. I want to be at least somewhat content every day.
Yep.
Now, when I say adventurous, I mean in the sense of not worrying about. I'm like this. If I like for this podcast, for instance, I go. We have to have the SM7B with a crisp sound.
God damn! Look at us,
and it's very nice.
It's
nice
very nice, but it's not necessary.
No,
you can just do this.
Yes,
and there's nothing stopping you, even if it doesn't pan out, even if nothing happens. You're just having fun.
What have you lost? What have you lost? Exactly, right?
You're just having fun with your friends.
And I think that goes for a lot of things in life.
Yeah.
I see a lot of you know what I wish I would have done in my early 20s? Van life. Live in a van. Do a van.
I love
I
have been looking at YouTube videos of people building one of those vans.
It's wonderful, right?
It's amazing. Yeah.
Wonderful. So stuff like that, I wish I would have been more adventurous with. I will also say I've had a lot of family stuff that have made it harder for me to do that stuff.
Yeah.
But for instance, like you went here when you were 20, 21,
No,
22, something like that.
I was,
you were 20, maybe even 20.
I was 9. I turned 20 when I actually moved here, but
That's insane.
the first time I got here was, I feel like I just turned 18 for New Year's.
Yes, that makes sense.
No, I feel like I moved here when I was
20,
almost turning 20. I was still 19.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done that. And obviously you had the opportunity, and we took you and whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But you did it, and you had no regrets, and you took the advantage of the situation.
But exactly. That could have stuff that happened could have prevented that from happening.
It would have been so easy for you to say, that's scary or whatever. So in that sense, I wish I would have taken more chances, more risks. Because almost all of the thing, I had this thought, and I say this to a lot of people. I go, the only thing you can replace is time. Like, you can replace money, you can replace friendships in some extent. Obviously, people matter a lot, but you can replace money, all the things. You can replace what time you've lost. And so I subscribe to the idea that you do what you want and try what you want. This is why we're doing this, right?
Yep.
It's fun.
Yes, sir.
It's content. It's just for us.
Yeah.
And if people want to listen along, that's great.
Amazing.
And if not, we've had a lot of fun doing this, right?
Hey, we appreciate any one of you. Just even if it's just you. Yeah, I see you, Simon. You got this. Thanks, man.
Yeah. But yeah, what about you? What's your biggest regret?
I think, the biggest regret comes from being laziness has always been a problem, but more the procrastination. Yes. I have ideas. I have things. Yes. I dream. I have all these shit that I want to do, and for the first 19 years, all I've done is what people wanted me to do.
Yeah.
And I abided to that, and it was good. Like, I gained knowledge and skill, like a lot of skill from that. Just not on a personal level.
No.
Which is, again, the big decision was coming here.
Yes.
And kind of like almost finding myself almost to your detriment, because I'm an 19-year-old coming to what you were 26 at the time.
Yes, let's take it back to that time, because I remember it like this.
Good God.
You came with one of your friends.
Yep.
And but you came for a week.
Yeah, I think we came for New Year's.
Yes.
No, we came for.
Yes, you came for New Year's.
No.
Yeah,
that was later. We came for summer holiday.
Oh yeah. True.
Yeah. Sorry. We came for summer holiday. So we went for a week.
Yes.
He got sick.
Yes.
We went to the club. Again, I'm 19. No, I'm 18 at the time. Never gotten drunk. Because I'd always been working.
Let's also, I love your parents and they're very nice, but let's also be real. You kind of a curling child. You kind of got things,
Yeah.
You had it
very
easy.
Privileged.
Very privileged. And it's nice, but it's also.
That can be a detriment.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I told you this. I remember we had these talks where I go, you have to hurt yourself.
Oh, nah.
Like, you have to go and fail, right?
So we came here. He got sick.
Yes.
We got drunk and went out to a club.
Yep.
Never really been to a club. This club was pretty fucking good, though.
That was a good club. That's a good club. Butchers. Shout out Butchers,
Copenhagen.
I don't know if it still exists, actually.
Doesn't it?
I don't know.
Anyway, great, amazing evening.
Yep.
I remember after that, it's like, shit, this is amazing.
So what ended up happening was Joey had a 1 week here vacation, and he had more summer vacation.
Yep.
And so they went, and
I had to take my friend home.
He had to take his friend home. You had flights. Then he came back 2 days later.
2 days later, I was like, fuck, these flights are like 300 euros, which is a lot for Copenhagen.
That's a lot of money.
Because back in the day, fuck. Back in the day, whatever, like, it's 6 years ago.
Yep.
6 years ago, those flights were return 38 euros.
Yeah, from Copenhagen to Eindhoven, or from Eindhoven.
38 euros. Then there was only a flight from Amsterdam left for like 300 euros. I'm like, I have so much money saved up from how much I've been working, I can go. I don't care.
You can swing it, yeah.
Like I've been kind of tending to my friend because he was sick, so I just want to have another week here and just have fun.
Yeah.
Then we got to talking, and you guys were like, "Why don't you just do stuff?"
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Do
like
stuff
basically, what are you
just
doing?
do stuff for yourself.
Yeah.
And that got me thinking. I'm like, I don't really want to keep working because I've been working since I was like 13. And granted, it was like a family business thing of my uncle. But that straight away put me in a box. Like, I have to succeed him. That's what he expected. I have to succeed him. So I have to keep doing this and keep...
keep up with the expectations,
keep it up,
right?
Yeah. Because I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
So why not? Why wouldn't I? Like, there's a lot of money in this, so why the fuck wouldn't I? Huh? And then you guys were like, but does it really make you happy? Like, would that work really for you?
Yeah.
In the next 5 to 10 years? I'm like, fuck, no, I don't think so.
So you ended up going back.
But I'm
gonna do something controversial here.
Ooh,
I'm gonna cut you off.
Oh, he's cutting
because if you want the rest of the story, you can listen to the second part of this podcast.
Yes, sir. Which
is
After Hours. The After Hours. So
for now, your biggest regret not adventuring earlier. Is that what I'm saying?
Not adventuring earlier. Just not
getting off your butt,
exploring myself.
Yeah.
Not in that way, because I've been doing that for a while.
That's anyway, very good.
That's
the first episode of our podcast, guys.
Yes, sir. It's been really great. This has been a fucking blast. I've had a lot of fun. Jesus.
We've enjoyed ourselves. If you've enjoyed this episode, click the subscribe button, do all the things, ring the bell, whatever.
Yep, leave a comment. No matter what, we'll read it. We reply to it if we are able to. And just be honest, we love
criticism.
We love it.
As long as it's constructive criticism.
As long as it's not
also,
y'all guys suck.
Also, leave below suggestions. Albums to listen to, subjects to approach.
Yep.
All that stuff.
Also, if you want to have a question for the last call,
put it in.
Bring it in.
That's it, guys. See you next time on the Speakeasy Podcast. See ya.
See ya later.